Here is the driver's side fender on the exterior, obviously, and inside is the crow's foot assembly that's welded to the frame extension over here. So on the passenger side, that piece has been removed. I'll show you what it looks like now in a second. And there again, I have to take all this undercoating off, and I'm not looking forward to that job. It's going to take some patience and perseverance, that's for sure. But I have to take the paint off so that I can expose the rust locations in that, and begin the repair work. And that you can actually see through there. It's that bad and everything. Now on the passenger side on the exterior, I don't know if it actually showed where in previous videos, but this area that we're looking at right down below here, you see the irregular shapes and that in there, that was all rusted out, and that's been actually replaced with new metal and stitch welded on. It doesn't look pretty, I'll have to admit. It looks rather ugly, but the welds are complete. There's no pinholes there now, and that's going to be filled in. That's ground down pretty flat, but I'm waiting for the new crow's foot that I've ordered to arrive. I'll install it. I'll punch holes in there for plug welds, and this is about to be primered, sanded down some more and primered. There's the old end of the fender there with the plug weld holes exposed. So these pieces here that you see are this piece here and here have been replaced. They were rusted completely out. So what I did is I cut those out. I made two pieces to fit, and like I said, they're not finished yet because I want to wait till I weld the crow's foot in, and then I'll everything will be ground down and cut to fit, and then completed. But everything you see here that's blue or red lead, that's all going to be metal shortly. And what I'll do is I'll primer everything to try and hold the rust at bay. There's a lot of humidity in the air here, although it's right now, with it being so cold outside, the humidity is dropping, thankfully. And that. So I'm going to end this section of the video right now. And apologies for the shaking. This tablet's not easy to record with. And we'll see what happens. I'll begin the stripping process here, and then I'll show what happens later. So here are the old pieces that I cut out of the passenger side, the old crow's foot that's rusted away. And this area down here was where the crow's foot, as it's called, was welded to the frame. And this is part of the frame that remained, completely rusted away. And these are the extensions of the fender that stick out horizontally, and so it was organized like this. Well, get back into focus here, and seems to be taking its sweet time focusing. But anyway, blurry or not, those pieces are going to be replaced. There we go, finally. Okay. So yes, the new section here, the crow's foot, as it's called, there's a new one coming. And once I get that, I'll prep it and I'll get that welded onto the frame. So right now I'll sign off again. And then we'll go ahead and I'll start stripping the paint and the undercoating off, and then I'll show you how it all looks when I'm done and ready for metal replacement. Well, here we are after a few hours of grinding paint off and rust. I got to apologize about the focus here. There's a lot of glare off the tin, but anyway, the paint's been stripping paint, and right here you can see where there's some spot welds. There was some body work done here, and there was quite a bit of Bondo put in here, filler, and I can tell it was after, there's quite a dip here, after all of the after this was built, because any filler that was done at the time this was constructed, this car, it was done with lead. So something has been done before and that, but anyway, the whole idea here is to expose rust, and there is some, all right, that's for sure. So once I get all the paint off here, I want to do both fenders as completely as I can. So I've taken the strip the majority of the paint and filler and primer off, and of course I'll be going back over this anyway. I have to there's a radius down here, kind of a rolled seam right in this area. I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to attack that. It's hard to get in with my my grinders and that, but I think I have. Oh, I see I accidentally tripped the video screen, the video off and that. So one thing I am doing is I'm wearing a dust mask, of course, because even though I've ascertained there's no lead in the paint here, obviously it's not going to do me any good to be breathing all these paint particles, and there is a lot of paint dust now in this shop. So before any painting gets done or primering, it's going to take quite a while to clean up the area and make it as correct as possible for any kind of painting. I just wanted to show the trunk lid here, the boot lid. It's surface rusting in here. You can't really tell. I'm not sure how well the color is going to show, but I'm going to have to attend to this. This has to be prepped and primered. I've got to lock, I've got to seal that surface. It's not getting any better. So, smooth enough. Back here I can see where the patch panels were put in, or maybe, you know, there's quite a dip here actually. There's probably getting on to be almost 1/4 of an inch divot here, like that. So that's why all that body filler was there, and that took a while. But there's a lot more prep before I get down to actually putting any kind of filler back on, and that I want to make sure this metal's clean, and I'm going to go over it again with a finer grain, finer sanding disc, oscillating disc, and that. I'll tell you one thing though, stripping this paint off with what I'm using, 36 grit, you want to be in the moment and not start daydreaming, because it's very, very easy to start taking metal off. And I could easily grind through this or heat up a panel section enough that it could warp. So that's something I had to remind myself this morning. Anyway, I'm going to sign off. Put in about three hours, so it's about 2.5 minutes looking at it on video. It's kind of like magic. So until next time.